What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Got a cool video for you today. Had enough people request, and I just personally think I've had enough years out in the marsh to where I think my opinion is experienced enough to be able to share with others. I gathered up all the waders that me and my friends use. We have used all of these before, and we do have a solid opinion on these, that we didn't just open them up and give an opinion on them without testing them out. But anyway, thanks for all my friends for letting me borrow their waders. I appreciate that, so I didn't have to spend $2-3 grand on these things. So we're gonna go from least expensive on the left here to most expensive on the right. We're gonna go top to bottom on the waders, just kind of go over the most important features on them rather than go over every single feature that, you know, is kind of a waste of time. Each of them have kind of their pros and cons to them, and I think at the end of it I'll have I kind of already do have an opinion of my favorite one. It's kind of between a couple of them. But we're gonna go over the price. We're gonna go over, as of right now, 2022, right before waterfowl season. We're gonna go over features, like I said. We're gonna go over warranties, most importantly. But long intro sucks, so let's jump right into it. Okay, first we have got the Rogers Toughman wader. This one, we just bought this one for $130. Really can't beat the price on that. Top to bottom, we've got plastic buckles and D-rings. You know, this is kind of an entry-level wader. We do have a mostly waterproof pouch, as long as it doesn't go over your waders on the inside. Most importantly, in my opinion, we have a you can zip out this liner so it's insulated inside of here, and this isn't neoprene, if you can't tell. You'll get my opinion on neoprene waders after this. We've got the shell holders or shell loops in there, and then another mostly waterproof compartment there, and then we've got a hand warming pocket right in the middle, external on the waders, and then a belt to cinch down, so if you fall in, you don't get your waders full of water. And then moving on to the bottom, we've got the reinforced knee pads and the kind of basic boot design, kind of similar to what you'll see on a Cabelas wader. This is a fantastic wader for $130 if you're just getting into waterfowling. I'll just say it right now. There's literally not a better bang for your buck on these that you can get out there. The Rogers Toughman, it's the same warranty as the Rogers Elite, just a 1-year repair replace warranty from the sale date, not including user inflicted damage. You'll find that that's a common trend along here. They'll put the waders in a submersion tank, and they'll replace them or repair them at their discretion. Overall, if it's within a year, my experience and talking to other people, they're usually pretty good about replacing stuff within a year, just in general, for no matter the case. Next up, we have the tried and true, everyone's had them, first waders, Cabelas. These are neoprene. They are anywhere if you get them on sale, or just, there's a few different models. They're not that important. They're not that different from one another. Anywhere from $170 to $260. This has got a little Velcro compartment, plastic D-rings, some holders for your shells, a not insulated, oh, there's my other Sitka glove. I've been looking for that for so long. External hand warmer. You always want to make sure, if I didn't already say, you want to get something with somewhat armor on the knees, because whether you're busting ice or you're going through some brush, your knees for sure get the most damage, and you want to try and make sure you've got the most padding there possible. And then we've got kind of a basic boot on the bottom, not very much ankle support. Neoprene though, the only plus that I will say is that If you do fall in the water with these, a lot of people think that you'll sink afterward. That would be true if there's a current and they're full of water, but you know, you can look up videos online. You'll actually be more buoyant with these. In terms of the Cabelas warranty, it is, they'll pretty much, you know how, you know, most giant box retailers are. Kind of depends on who you talk to, who you're meeting that day at the store. They will pretty much replace anything within a year. After that, it's kind of store discretion. The good thing about Cabelas though is you're going to a physical location most of the time, and they will actually, you know, you'll come in with a broken wader and you'll leave with a fixed one same day, which is fantastic. Okay, up next we have the Rogers again. It is the 2-in-1 Elite instead of the Toughman. Some of the key features from top to bottom here is you get the metal buckles instead of the plastic ones. I personally have had the plastic ones just banging around over the years. They do break, and I've had 2 break on me in just a couple of years. One of the reasons I like this a lot is because when you do put the loop in there, the backside is elastic. So if you're sitting down and you know, your waders are tight on your shoulders, this will give you some breathing room for that to make it more comfortable. Just like the Toughman, you've got the waterproof, semi-waterproof pocket on the inside. One of the major differences here, and this is honestly one of my favorite features, is they've got a fleece-lined hand warmer, but it is actually inside the wader. So even if you know, you're often, for those of you that are waterfowling, you're often in water that's you know, 4 or 5 feet deep, sometimes all the way up to your, you know, chest. And if your hand pocket's down there, you're soaking your gloves, you're soaking your gear, whatever you have in that pocket. So the interior here is fantastic. Also, these ones go up. Let's see if I can step back here. I am 5'10", and these waders are taller than me. So, you know, sometimes the Cabelas ones, they only go down to, you know, about 3/4 way up your chest. These ones can cover as much as I could ever want to wade into depth-wise. Also have the shell carrier in the front, shell loops, the cinching belt, the armored knee pads, and a more premium boot with a little bit of ankle flexibility. It's also thicker, just a little bit better tread on the bottom. These ones are, I paid $250 for the Rogers Elite. I'm currently seeing them online for $199. You can easily pick those up for $200. The warranty for these is a 1-year replace repair from the sale date, not including user-inflicted damage. They'll place the waders in a submersion tank, and then they will be fixed, replaced at Rogers' discretion. So kind of right in the middle of the line of the warranty. Also, I forgot to say the Elites, if I didn't mention already, they also have the zip out liner in those. It'll keep you nice and toasty in January when it's, at least in Ohio, when it's -10 degrees outside. Next up, we've got the, let's see, we've got the Frogg Toggs Grand Refuge 3.0. You'll notice they're very similar to the Rogers waders, and I'll touch on that again in a moment. Got the zipper, semi-water resistant shell holders, water resistant clear case there. Also has the zip out liner, so when it's hot outside you can zip it off. For me, I pretty much just leave it in all year because I get cold pretty easily. Has the belt as well, and the boots that are pretty much the same thing as on the Rogers Elite, along with the armored knees. The Frogg Toggs warranty is just slightly different. It's a 1-year manufacturing, not including user-inflicted damage. The customer does pay the shipping for Frogg Toggs, but it seems to me just the wording that they use is just a little more restrictive than the Rogers one. The price for these, you can get them on Frogg Toggs website for like $450, but that would be not very smart, because pretty much if you just do any shopping anywhere else, you can easily find those for, you know, for about $2.99 if they're on sale, or to $3.50, somewhere in there. Frogg Toggs actually makes all of the Rogers waders, so if you'll see, you know, they might be out of stock. For example, the Elites are kind of hard to come by right now for some reason. So that's actually why my friend bought the Frogg Togg version. The workmanship is literally identical. Just the Rogers tend to be a little cheaper. Finally, it wouldn't be a proper wader review if you didn't have some Sitka waders to do a review on. Overall, it just feels like a Gore-Tex type of material. This is something that really surprised me about these Sitka waders, is the inside is, I mean, it is paper thin through here. There is absolutely zero insulation. The pockets, pretty decent storage, pretty good watertight zippers. They also have the zipper in the front for easy takeoff and put on. That zipper is completely watertight, obviously, which is convenient. Also has the belt, just like the others. It's got probably the best armor in the knee pads, I think. They're probably debatably the most comfortable waders to wear just because of their weight. And then probably the second or thickest boot. It's actually a lacrosse boot that Sitka partnered with on these. Overall, if I had to pick one, if you couldn't tell, if money was not an option for any of these, my choice is pretty clear. I would definitely take, again, the Rogers Elite waders. Before I had these, I had a few pairs of the neoprene waders, and those of you that wear those, you realize that you get absolutely zero mobility. There's no stretch. It's very uncomfortable. The boots are usually pretty uncomfortable as well. The only advantage is if you go sink in the water, you'll actually be more buoyant with the neoprene. For those of you getting in and out of boats and climbing over logs and sticks, literally, once you go away from neoprene, you will never look back. I mean, that is the worst wader material. I will never use that stuff again now that I've used the other types of materials. I've busted ice with these. I've went through thorn bushes with them. You know, obviously, if you do that with any wader, eventually they're going to spring a leak, but some people think the neoprenes have better durability. I disagree. I think they're pretty much both identical. They're both pretty durable. The neoprene, to me, seems like it gets hung up in the thorns a little more, but just the mobility in the non-neoprene waders is just so superior. It's game changing. If you're on the market for new waders, entry level, bottom dollar waders, the Toughman, you can't really beat it at $130. You get fantastic waders that you can use for years and be happy with and be warm in for $130. You literally can't beat that. I do think if you have an extra $70 or, you know, whatever the Elites are at the time, I personally do think it is worth it because the boot is more comfortable. And most importantly, the interior pocket is a game changer. Just to always have dry and warm place to put your hands at all times. In the cold, it is so invaluable. But yeah, honestly, these Sitka waders, you will be freezing in those waders if you're in a colder environment like Ohio. Early season, they're probably really comfortable and easy to walk in and easy to pack in and out. Probably the best for that. Probably best early season waders, but if you need a wader to bridge both the seasons, you really, really have to bundle up with the Sitka waders. I mean, it is crazy how thin they are, and they charge $1,000, and the Sitka warranty is they're they claim that they're 100% serviceable. You send them back in, they put a patch or they fix it. They're kind of, you can change boots out on them. They'll mix and match and make them watertight. But here's the crappy thing is, well, they do pay shipping, which is great, and that's unusual, but compared to most of the warranties. But the Sitka ones, let's say you get a puncture in the middle of the season, it takes 6 to 8 weeks to get them back, quoted on their website. I mean, sometimes some people have said, you can read the reviews on there, they can get them back in 4 weeks or whatever the case. If you're missing your waders halfway through the season for 6 to 8 weeks, your season's over after that point. To me, that's unacceptable. If you're spending $1,000 on waders, I want them to have the best warranty in the business. I want them to replace my waders every single time, because we both know the margin's huge on that stuff. They can afford to replace it once or twice, or even just pay a little bit of a premium to trade them in, maybe, if they have a puncture in them or whatever the case. Point being, those waders are $1,000. The margin's huge on them. I'm a business major. I'm a buyer at a company, and just looking at the Sitka makes so much money on these waders, they really should support them better, in my opinion. Honorable mentions: every single waterfowler should have a muck boot. There are 1,000 scenarios where you'd need a muck boot. I used to bring my Crocs out in the field, even just in the parking lot. You're walking in wet gravel, you're walking in wet grass, you're walking out to your stand, or you're walking out to your blind, whatever the case. The waders are heavy, they suck to walk in general. So, it's just easy to pack your stuff in walking in your muck boots. They're comfortable enough to drive in. You can hunt other game animals with them. Every single person needs to have a muck boot. I've used these, the original muck boots here, for probably 6 years now, and they're still completely watertight, and they look in great shape, besides a little bit of sun discoloring from just throwing them in the bed of the truck. But everybody needs to have a pair of those as well. So if you don't, you're welcome. It'll change your life. Also, one last thing I forgot to say. If you are looking at waders and you're not incredibly overweight, 100% get the slim ones. The slim ones are very baggy. I've got friends 6'3", 250, and they got the slim ones, and they still have plenty of room in theirs. So don't get the large size unless you're a really large brother. So the slims will fit 90% of people. So just wanted to add that in there. To wrap things up, like I said, if you're extremely budget tight, get the 130 Toughmans. Can't beat them. I used to be the first guy with my neoprene waders to tap out when it was too cold. I can outlast literally everybody in these waders now, since they come with the fleece liner in them, the insulation, the hand warmers. The waders go up really high in your chest. They keep you warm the entire time, and I am so happy. I would much rather have 5 pairs of the Rogers Elites versus one of the Sitka waders. I know the First Light ones are about to come out, so hopefully those ones are a lot better, and if they have a better warranty on them and have some insulation in them, I'll definitely check those out. I mean, for me, after trying out neoprene waders for 5-6 years, I thought that was the best option. I wish that I bought these Elites from the start. I mean, they are so fantastic. These ones are just so mobile. The mobility is night and day difference between these and neoprene waders. So in my opinion, the best waders that money can buy, money not being an issue, Rogers Elite. 10 out of 10 happy on them. Cannot think of one thing to improve. I will wear these until the day I die. I will hunt in these every year unless someone creates something a little better. Maybe the First Light one's better and has a better warranty on it. I'll check that one out. Anyways, come here, Arlo. Oh. Anyways, thank you guys for coming by the urban cave here, the Urban Hunter Cave. Let me know if you like this format of video. I had a lot of fun making it. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it a lot. Thanks for stopping by.